No politician ever admits to getting it wrong. Yet inside a narrative which calls for cuts in public spending while encouraging growth, Britain's finance minister had to acknowledge that the opposite is happening.
The central forecast we published today from the Independent Office for Budget Responsibility does not predict a recession here in Britain. But they have unsurprisingly revised down their short-term growth prospects for our country, for Europe and for the world.
The idea that cuts are hurting but not working has become a mantra for the opposition here, even though nobody else has any better ideas. On Wednesday, hundreds of thousands will go on strike in protest at all the austerity and what they say is this government's attack on the low-paid.
We know that they want to attack all the employment rights that have built up over the last 50 years. They've even got a report that's been written for them that says get rid of all employment rights in the UK. So, I mean, what they're trying to do is just use the crisis to redefine the boundaries between workers and our employers and the state.
But here's the really interesting thing. Britain, like many Eurozone countries, looks to be going backwards again and probably will fall back into recession next year. And yet while the money markets are continuing their assault on Eurozone countries, Britain appears relatively safe by comparison. The markets, it seems, admire Britain's plan for austerity, even if it's not actually working at the moment. Germany, which has good growth and falling unemployment, has to pay just 2.2% to fund its debts. Britain, where the opposite is true, only has to borrow 2.3%. France, with a bigger economy than Britain, is seeing its bond yield go up to well over 3% and has its credit rating under threat. While Italy, which resisted austerity, is having to borrow at rates approaching 8%. The only new idea in Britain is to try to promote growth by persuading pension funds to invest in big projects and create some forward movements. As of yet, it seems a hope, but no more. But the big lesson from the UK is that keeping the money markets happy is at least as important as actual signs of improvement.